The Battle of Saratoga, fought in 1777, stands as a pivotal turning point in the American Revolutionary War, often hailed as the moment that decisively shifted the momentum in favor of the American colonies. This battle, fought in the verdant countryside of upstate New York, was not just a clash of arms but a convergence of strategy, diplomacy, and human resolve that would alter the course of history. In the summer of 1777, the American Revolutionary War had been raging for nearly 2 years. The conflict, which began with the colony's struggle for independence from British rule, had seen various phases of military engagement, both successful and disastrous. By mid-1777, the war had reached a critical juncture, with the British forces aiming to execute a grand strategy designed to isolate New England from the rest of the colonies and crush the rebellion. The British strategy, conceived by General John Burgoyne, involved a three-pronged assault aimed at cutting off New England from the southern colonies and securing British control over the entire northern frontier. Burgoyne's plan called for a coordinated advance from Canada down the Hudson River Valley, supported by troops advancing from the west and south. The intent was to sever the vital communication and supply lines of the American forces, thereby undermining their ability to sustain the war effort. General Burgoyne, a veteran of the British Army and an ambitious strategist, led the primary force, which consisted of about 7,000 men, including regular troops, loyalists, and Native American allies. His army made a strong initial advance, capturing Fort Ticonderoga in July 1777 and beginning a march southward along the Hudson River. However, the campaign soon encountered significant difficulties. The American forces, under the command of General Horatio Gates, were initially on the defensive. Gates, a former British Army officer who had risen through the ranks of the Continental Army, faced the challenge of mobilizing and organizing his troops to counter Burgoyne's advance. Gates, who was later joined by the spirited General Benedict Arnold, began to consolidate American forces and fortify their positions. The first significant clash of what would become the Battle of Saratoga occurred on September 19, 1777. Known as the Battle of Freeman's Farm, this engagement saw Burgoyne's forces attempting to break through the American lines. Despite a determined assault by the British, the American forces held their ground, demonstrating remarkable resilience. The battle was fierce and costly, with heavy casualties on both sides. Burgoyne's inability to achieve a decisive breakthrough began to weigh heavily on his campaign. The second major engagement, the Battle of Bemis Heights, took place on October 7, 1777. By this time, the British situation had become increasingly precarious. Burgoyne's forces were exhausted and suffering from supply shortages, while the American troops, bolstered by reinforcements and supplies, had adopted a more aggressive stance. The Americans, led by Benedict Arnold, launched a decisive counterattack that drove the British forces into retreat. Arnold's bold leadership and daring maneuvers played a crucial role in the American victory at Bemis Heights, earning him a place in history as a key figure in the battle. The aftermath of the battles of Saratoga was profound. Burgoyne's forces, now surrounded and cut off from reinforcements and supplies, faced dwindling resources and mounting pressure. On October 17, 1777, General Burgoyne was forced to surrender his entire army to General Gates. The surrender at Saratoga was a pivotal moment in the Revolutionary War, as it marked the first major victory for the American forces and a significant blow to British ambitions. The significance of the Battle of Saratoga extended beyond the immediate military outcome. The American victory at Saratoga had a profound impact on international diplomacy. The triumph demonstrated to foreign powers, particularly France, that the American cause was viable and worth supporting. The victory played a crucial role in persuading France to enter the war as an ally of the American colonies, providing critical military and financial support that would prove essential in the subsequent years of the conflict. The Battle of Saratoga was not merely a military engagement, but a turning point that reshaped the course of the American Revolutionary War. It highlighted the effectiveness of American forces, the strategic importance of perseverance and adaptation, and the influence of international alliances. The victory at Saratoga inspired confidence in the American cause, galvanizing support both at home and abroad, and setting the stage for the eventual triumph of the American colonies in their quest for independence. The legacy of the Battle of Saratoga endures as a testament to the courage and determination of the American forces and their ability to overcome formidable odds. It remains a symbol of the revolutionary spirit that defined the struggle for independence, and a reminder of the critical role that pivotal moments in history can play in shaping the future.